So how's everybody today? How are you doing? Spectacular. Okay, wonderful. So before I start my presentation, I would like to do a quick poll. We have enough sample sets over here. Various age and then different background. So please raise your hand if you have good finance that you can travel to abroad as often as you want, or any destination that you can. Please raise your hand if you do so. Let's see. Okay. We got one, two, three, four, five. Okay, good. Guess what? I don't. I'm a broke college student. Originally from China. I moved. My parents sent me to the United States when I was 13 years old. First in Texas, and then COVID. I went back to China, working in a Tex-Mex restaurant. Believe it or not, they do exist in China. And then I met a person from displaying. So later on, I find out Harper and then come here for school. What I'm here doing today is show you the Global Scholar Distinction project that I've done called Council General Project Handbook. Um, so this project went back to actually the high school facet of me. I was selected by my peers as the Chinese representative in student council, which means to promote my culture to my peers back in high school. Um, so what we did was I started the initiative like telling the people, what about the Chinese New Year, for instance? What is the Mid-Autumn Festival? What is various, the cultural events? And then we encountered issues because when we threw the first international banquet, we don't have the country flag um, of each country we're coming from. We have students from Rwanda, for instance, Korea, for instance, and then what we're gonna do? So we order a pill bunch from Amazon, right? Those are like $5 each at the time, for a broken high school student, right? And we find out the quality aren't very good. Then, so I was wondering with my mentor at the time, who was a school librarian, like, oh, what we should do to get those flags who are quality and who are, have, big size and everything. So the solution we found was contact the consulate. So we call the consulate of our countries, and then they don't, like, oh, we are the student from the country, and we're wondering if you can donate a flag for us. Luckily, all of the consulate in Houston area decided to donate us the flag they have bring from the home country. Then we have successfully through the international banquet. So that interaction with the consulate make me wondering what's the further things I could do with the consulates. Um, I have opportunities to speak with the U.S. Consul General when I was back in Chengdu to apply for my visas, and then I know his wife in person, who is a fantastic musician. Um, so I know those diplomats are eager to share their cultures, and then they're just as random human being as us do, right? Um, so I have this kind of seed building inside of me. When I first came to Illinois, I was seeing Jill right here. I was calling her in the middle of the night, like, I'm so nervous to come to the US. I'm so nervous to come to Hopper. And then what should I do? And then she was referring me to, there's a student organization called International Student Club, and they have a field trip, during the summer. So I came here early, and then she introduced me to Kathleen and Rachel right there. We went to a field trip to Chicago downtown. So during this field trip, I just to start to make friends, and I have the conversation with those fantastic mentors about my life and my ideas, and then Richard seems very interesting in the beginning. He said, "Oh, that's a good idea." And from there, we're building up, the discussion time during his office hour of how we're gonna make it possible. Well, we can tie back to our Harper communities, to the consular, the diplomatic mission community in Chicago. This ideas we've been talking it since August to December, and we decided the next spring semester we're gonna throw out the event. It was shocked for me because I didn't see that possibility in the beginning. I thought it was just joking. So we make it possible, and then we so far we had the honor to invite the consul general from India, Philippines, and Mexico. And this semester we had representative from Taiwan to join us. Um, so the goal for this handbook is for the next generation of Hopper student leaders to take over the CG project, because we want it to be sustainable. We want it to be accessible for the future student who are interested to carry on. So the project won't impact just current Hopper student who are interested, but the future one, the generation come after us. So this project break down into overviews, what we have done, the history behind this, and the project goals, individual roles and responsibilities, volunteer and volunteering trainings, our budget, days and times of the event, our master plan, where the location, what's the event speakers and special guests we're going to invite, and promotion and advertising, marketing, and publicity plan, date of the process, and appendix. So move to the project goals. The design for this project is for promote the internationalism in our Hopper communities. We wanted, you know, this sense of future global citizen, the pride passed on to as many as people we have in our community. And then the individual roles and responsibilities. So originally this project is designed for a special event for our international student club that we use the name of our club to portray this project, to make it happen to be a special event in our club, that we invited a different consul general to our club to speak their culture, and we sample their food. And then so for this one, the individual roles break down to the president, the vice president, the secretary, and the treasurers, and their responsibility, as well as our club advisors' responsibility. And then volunteer and volunteering trainings, because the first things we find out is that we don't want it to, after the first event, is that we don't want it to only limit to our officers. We want it to be accessible, so a student who maybe come to the International Student Club for the first time to access to this kind of opportunities. So we established this volunteer and volunteering training system, so that for the people who only come the first time and they're interested to come to the event next time, to have this kind of opportunities. So volunteer are the one that random people can join, and then we would do like a mini session about the countries, and we're gonna assign the people to different areas. For instance, we have a receptionist, quotation mark, to grading people, and then we train them for the local language of the country, and then to talk to outreach to talk to and outreach to the different students, so they are have the sense of ideas of what the country is about. So outreach part and budget. So far, we got special grant from our student engagement, which is a department that oversees all the student activities. And then we hope we can get more fundings for the future event. And then date and the time of the event. So currently, International Student Club meets on every Thursday, 3:30 to 4:30. Allow me to have a little advertisement time. Please join us, grab a food and drinks, hang out. Currently, it's the meeting for our event, right? Doing a special event around that time. And then, but further, we want to expand it to other clubs also, if they want to throw out event like this, featuring whatever clubs and the theme they select. And then, so we, we just put this here to let the student have a reference what time and date it could be. And then event master plan is a plan that we where we create, from the beginning, the outreach period, to confirming for the event and what's going on in the day, and then what's after that, the whole process. And then event location, currently it's where the International Student Club located. But again, it can be adjusted based on what different clubs, or student organization they want to host the event. And speaker and the special guests is it's a like outline we create. If we have CG for instance, or his secretary or other person we select to come to our event, what kind of things we're gonna um, show them to make sure the event went as smooth as possible. And then promotion, advertising, marketing, and publicity plan is a section that we create in terms of initial outreach to advertisement internally and externally in our community and organizations, what different channels we can create, what different requirement about those advertisement. For instance, if you might not notice, so a lot of our flyers have to be approved by student engagement, and we have to put a little statement, on our flyer that Harper College is organizations that do not discriminate against any populations. So and those kind of little things, we want to make a special mark for our friends, and they are aware when they took over the project. And date of process is it's a section that we create as a sample to share each volunteers, each organizers about what's going on. And the appendix is the one that that we that we that we do as an examples to show that for instance our initial email when we outreach to the Consul General, and the schedule, for instance, and our thanks letter afterwards. So it went to the closed circle. Um, and D is a food waivers. So if we want to bring a food from the restaurant that representing the country, we have to get a special food waiver on our student engagement and our school administrations. So this a sample form that could be referenced for the people who wants to took it over. So I want to closing this my mini presentation about story to you. If you take one things from my presentation today is keep your dream possible and you matters. That's from bottom of my heart, because when you have that kind of idea, that seed inside of you, please don't ignore it. Please tell your friends and tell the people around you and let it grow, because it might impact your community, because it's really your community. And then and let it grow, because it is about a process that bettering ourselves through this kind of event or opportunities. We benefit our communities, we better ourselves, and we inspiring other people. So again, have a wonderful day.
So any questions? Any questions for Liman? I forgot to mention he is a candidate for the Global Scholar Distinction under the mentorship of Professor Richard Johnson.
Oh, yes.
How does the club, with so many cultures represented in the club and so many consulates in our area,
yes,
how do you decide which ones to invite?
Also, we do the internal poll, and which country you want us to invite, and we're trying to diverse the options. For instance, one from one country from Asia, then we want the next one from Latin America, and then the third one from Eastern Asia, and then one from Europe perhaps, and then after we get the result, we contact the consulate, see if they are fit into their time schedule, because not every consul general have the time every Thursday, right? So we want to contact the one, plan A, plan B wants to which one that's available. Yes. Any other questions? Oh, yes.
We get to see a copy of your little project?
Oh yeah, of course. So if you need a copy, feel free to contact Dr. Bowman and Mr. Richard Johnson or myself. We are glad to send a copy to anybody who's interested.
I have one more question for you.
Okay.
What are your future plans?
Good questions. this whole question I got from my mom always, like, oh, what's your plan for this weekend? Do you study well? So I just elected as student trustee, so I'll be here for another. Uh, um, so I'll be here for another academic year, and then engineering student. So I hope I can transfer to somewhere in California for industrial engineering, or somewhere in East Coast. So finger crossed. Hope everything goes well. So yes.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.